Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Welcome to today's Tarot Tuesday. There is a lot going on in the ethers. We definitely know that there's big energy going on in terms of the election in the States. And with regards to that, it's just a lot of background energy, chaos energy, very influential in the collective, of course, because there's a lot riding on it in terms of emotional energy, hopes and wishes, and in general, the energies of the shadow and the light and people coming together as a community and a collective to strive for something better. And so it's a very interesting time energetically. And you guys may even feel a little bit off balance in terms of your physical ability to, you might get up and kind of feel a little bit wobbly because there seems to be a lot of very fast moving energies combined and layered with a very, very slow, methodical moving energy. And the slow, methodical moving energy seems to be that steady, stabilizing, balanced flow of energy. And then there's this stream that is more connected to the collective that has a very high, like free radical almost energy of chaos. And it can help in some ways if you tap into it for creativity and you understand how to detach and then connect in and detach and connect in. But if you find that your energies are connecting in and you're having difficulty disengaging, then simply just repeat to yourself, I disconnect from the collective energies at this time and I go inwards. And that's where you can practice your breathing, you can practice meditation, you can do the things that you have been practicing on your journey up until this point to balance yourself when the outside energies are chaotic and or just very intense, just very potent. I mean, this whole year has been very potent, and so when things amp up or are on the verge of change, we can also feel that instability. And there's definitely something coming up, hey Lulu, around the corner here, and you might be able to feel this nervous anticipation, not really knowing exactly what it has to do with. Is it the election? Is it something else? Will it be, like a global event, etc.? It does feel like that type of energy. We are on the precipice. So I can't stress enough, and I guess maybe I'll reword that. I want to encourage you, if you're watching live or catching the replay, to really set your intention and focus on the highest and best energies that you can connect in with at this time. So these are the people around you who help you feel motivated, supportive, laughter, like if they make you laugh, if they're funny, if they're lighthearted, if they understand you, if they have a depth to their spirit that you really connect to. This is the time to be connecting with those people who really feel good to your soul. And if you have certain situations in your life where, say, you go to work and you feel your energy drain, or you have to spend time with a certain family member and your energy drains, this is actually a really good time to withdraw your energies. And so if you have an extra sick day, use it. I mean, you have to use your discernment here, but it is a time for you to protect yourself with loving, nurturing, warm energies as there's this kind of outer flow of intensity that's happening. And when you're an empath or you're highly sensitive and you connect really closely with others, or you're generally lighthearted, this can also leave you a little bit vulnerable to the energies. And so one of those things with being a deep person is that you have to protect your energies. And, sometimes you can do a little visualization of just, say, even angel wings, protecting you. Just something that makes your spirit, yourself, understand that you're energetically protecting something that's valuable to you. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? And that you are very protected at this time. So there's not a need for fear right now, but there is a need for awareness. And we have been training each of us in different ways over the last year on how to face our fears, how to face our inner shadows, and how to work with energies that don't go our way, or that, you know, we maybe don't agree with, or that disappoint us. And so we right now actually have the table set, so to speak. We have what our go-tos are to make ourselves feel balanced and peaceful within. And we do know that we can call on angels, we can call on past over loved ones, we can call on ancestors to help protect us just from any energies that are kind of lower negative, because we're preserving healthy boundaries and really working at balancing our own energies and staying in non-judgment as much as we can. And that allows us to actually give and receive and act as a channel for God's spirit, universal energies, for clearing out those energies which tend to pull people into the more fear-based side of things. And of course, we're in a dynamic universe, multiverse, etc. And so, you know, we understand that, hi Charlotte, that this is part of our lesson, part of our growth, part of the catalyst. And we understand there is a balance, you know, this yin yang energy. Right now, however, you know, we are holding space. We are holding on to this beautiful kind of ember of divine feminine energy, receptivity, nurturing, warmth, strong boundaries, warrior spirit. There's a lot going on in terms of the balance now of the divine feminine and divine masculine. And I haven't talked about it for a while, but it's just a part of this whole puzzle. There's a bridging of the divine feminine energies happening right now, and it is very powerful. So if you're having trouble connecting into a specific flow of energy that will help ground you and help you open your heart and continue to give and receive even when things are very challenging or very difficult, tap into that feminine energy, tap into that wild woman energy. And this is if you are male, female, non-binary, tap into that feminine, because she is rising strong and she is not stopping. And so that energy right now is actually very balanced. And I'm sure you guys are reflecting that. Those of you who are masculines, you're feeling your energies, or identify as masculines, let me say, you're feeling those energies of the feminine balance within you. And those of you who identify with the feminines at this time, you guys are really feeling your strength, your power, and just how much, I want to say efficacy, but I'm not sure if that's the correct word, you guys have to move in your world in different ways than expected. So definitely some moving and shaking in terms of the energies. I did share on my Facebook page, Kindred Heart Tarot, a meditation. It's just background meditation music. You might be able to hear it right now, but it's by Calm Whale. And I find that those actually, there's a few of them. I've tried a couple different ones. They're really helping me ground in and center, because there's also a lot of psychic energy coming through, but you do have to be a clear channel, because that negativity that I was talking about can come through you in the form of depression and anxiety and just generally complaining a lot. And these are all things that are part of being human, right? But just so you are aware, if you are in those chaotic, frustrated, off balance, feeling like you're at your wit's end, or there's loose ends that you can't figure out, it's a little bit beyond your control at this point, just know that That's part of the chaos that you have to allow to flow right now. And so instead of trying to resist and control the chaos, be the calm in the chaos. And that is part of what your mastery and training has been teaching you. We don't know all the answers, but you do know how to do your absolute best of that right now. So call in all this, I don't know, call out all the stops, or I'm not really sure what that saying is, but it's up to you to cultivate the peace, the harmony, and love within you. And it's up to you to practice opening your heart when it closes down out of a feeling of protecting oneself. And so a really good one before I start the reading here is I give love, and you can picture you basically having a brilliant, a luminescent light coming from within you out to the universe. And so I give love. You could say I give love with ease, whatever works for you. And then picturing this flow of energy coming from within, going out. And then also I receive energy, and you can do this on the in and out breath. Or I receive love. Let's clarify that. I receive love. So I give love, I receive love. I give love, I receive love. It's a very simple vision, meditation, breathwork tool that will likely help you at this time if you feel off balance or in those more irritable energies. And you can do it on a dime. So if you're in the grocery store and you thought you're doing good, and then all of a sudden you're flying off the handle, just do that for a moment. I give love, I receive love. There you go. So in terms of other messages from the divine, there are some of you who are moving forward right now at a strong pace. Continue to do so. You're supported, you're in one stream. And don't let any small road bumps take you off your course. Now, there's also another stream, and they're saying this applies mostly to entrepreneurs. So there's this other stream of you who have hit roadblocks and challenges, and everything seems to be going wrong. Like you just cannot seem to hit that breakthrough. You guys are really learning a lesson here that is also outside of yourself. So there's more parties involved in this lesson. And so it's a little bit more dynamic in when the breakthroughs are going to occur for you. And you're really encouraged to maintain composure at this time and express any anger or frustration emotions through creative, healthy avenues. And use your tools, use your wisdom wisely at this time. You have the courage, you have the power to take a deep breath and understand the higher vision, the higher perspective. Even if it is taking too long, even if it is beyond your scope of what is fair and just in terms of when things are going to go in a healthier way. But what I suspect will happen here is those of you who have been held back purposefully, divinely, you're going to hit the ground running, and it's not going to stop for a while. And so what I do here, what I've been hearing for myself personally as well, is you're so eager for the energies to pick up. You're so eager for this movement. But what you may not understand, and you might just be all ready to rock and roll, but when the energy does move forward, for those of you who have been held back for quite a while, it's going to move quickly, and it's going to take a level up. All right. So you're going to have to face some fears. You're going to have to say yes. You're going to have to collaborate. You're going to have to delegate. And these are things that are all about you leveling up to a new version of yourself in entrepreneurship, in what your service is to the world. And so the universe is saying, okay, there's a reason here that you're being given some rest time. It may feel a little bit lengthy, but if you drop into that timeless energy and go outside of your own ego self, but that was a good little eagle Freudian slip maybe. If you're starting to worry or panic, drop into your higher self who understands the timeless energy. Okay, I think that is it for the channel for this morning. I will likely be doing some of the tarot scopes as well. I'm going to go through them with the highest watch time. So I'll be doing them out of order, so to speak. Playing with chaos. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm excited to see what the zodiac signs, and I like doing those because they're a little bit more specific. So stay tuned for those. I will be starting with Scorpio, which is funny. We're moving into Scorpio energies here because I had the most watchers for Scorpio. So, all right, you guys, today I've pulled from the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. Then I have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters by Lucy Cavendish, my own Galactic Goth Oracle, and a message from the universe, just one. And then I pulled one from the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So those are the cards for today. And then more than likely, yeah, you got it, Linz. I will be pulling private cards for you because even though many of us are in a mastery energy or oscillating between Fool and Master, right now, some of us need some reassurance and just a connection to those like-minded, connection to that strong spirit, that the warrior spirit that is a warrior of love, of balance, not just a warrior in terms of war. And so, yeah, let's get started. Let's see what spirit, the angels, our ancestors, and our guides have for us in terms of guidance for today. I'm going to start with the Oracle of the Seven Energies. It is what it is, resonating to the number 6. And here we are. We have a doorway. And I don't think I have read this one before, so I'm actually kind of interested to see. The number 6 today, let's see. What do we have? And the number 6 is also the number of the devil energy in the tarot, but also of the lovers. So choices, addictions, temptation, essentially the long-term commitment and or instant gratification energies as well. So it is what it is. Radical acceptance, engaging life on life's terms, observing circumstances and taking them at face value, recognizing and releasing resistance and denial. This is really getting honest and truthful with yourself and the energies of the universe as you have come to understand them at this very moment in time. What happens when you look at the world? Can you see it exactly as it is or only as you assume it to be? A door closing isn't an invitation to take a battering ram to it. What if there was another door to lead you to your destiny? If you can release your attachment to getting what you want, you'll be surprised by how much energy you have for more important things. And that's a very interesting one. As I was talking a little bit at the beginning, right now I think we're fluctuating between our higher self and our ego self. Although maybe I'll just keep on saying ego self. Anyways, so more important things. When we're in our ego, what seems really important is the material, that security energy. And now our spirit and our higher self understands those needs as well. But spirit will fulfill those needs in different ways that may not be kind of in alignment with what our ego would want. So, liberated from the burden of yearning, you'll have access to what is best for all. That's another higher self perspective. So, say you wanted this job, you want that job, you have been manifesting this job, you have done your best with your resume, you're really standing in your truth, and you still don't get it. So, there's someone else who's also doing that. They are in their truth, they are manifesting, they have, to the best of their ability, walked the path of integrity, and they're the one that gets hired. Because if you looked at the higher perspective, somewhere down the road, that would have only been instant gratification for you. It would have been a small lesson, a short lesson. You would have been on to the next thing. There weren't people, soulmates, soul connections that you needed to connect with for your life path, your life destiny. But that person, that was the case. And so take it higher, take it bigger. Let's go with that eagle vision instead of the ego vision. So continue to do that when you get frustrated, when you feel that anger bubbling up. Continue to go, okay, what am I not seeing here? Or what can I see from a higher perspective? Continue to ask yourself that. What can I see from a higher perspective? Or what can I release from this energy of yearning? So can you try now to accept things as they are and shift your focus and attention until that other door opens for you? And for that second stream that I was talking about, this is where the law of attraction and that mystery, that void of pure potentiality mixed with divine intervention, divine destiny comes into play. Because just picture it kind of like an energetic potion, so to speak, where there's the holding container is the universe. The universe and the highest and best for all is essentially the biggest part of the puzzle, but you're a co-creator, so you are investing into this potion, putting in your highest and best energies, intentions, because you want to drink this elixir that's going to help you on your journey, your path. And if you're confused and you don't know where that door is, and it's been a while, you can start to go into that battering ram energy. And it was just 2222 on the timestamp for those numerologists here. So continue to compose yourself, because the door will open soon. And if you start spinning your wheels, you will be creating some energetic resistance. And not that that's a bad thing, but it might delay more. And that will be what happens when the subconscious and or let's say the remnants of this potion, if you just cast them to the side and you're like, thanks, I got all my good ingredients in here. Those are just the, the stems or whatever. It's paying attention to that as well and being aware that all of it is important. All of it is sacred in terms of this whole picture. And so, maybe you can start connecting with those who are important to the plan and say, okay, if there's anyone struggling that's connected to my door, then I send you courage, I send you strength, because I'm really excited about moving forward here. And if I am resisting, if I am affecting someone else's energy too, because I'm resisting, help me move forward fearlessly. So I hope you guys can see what I am trying to convey here in terms of the interconnectivity and why the door might not be open yet, or why you might not see your pathway yet, even if it's been months, or maybe it's been a year and you're like, I can't handle this anymore. So radically accept life on life's terms. When you stop fighting against it and instead fight for what you truly desire, more of the world becomes available to you. When you are no longer in denial about what is in front of you, so if it's nothing, there's nothing in front of me. Okay? We don't need to be in denial about it. We can go, okay, that's why I'm frustrated. There's nothing in front of me. And I've been working, I've been creating. And so if there's nothing in front of me, then there's nothing meant to be in front of me at this very moment in time, right? So radical acceptance, I think Brene Brown talks about that. Actually, my guides are saying, no, it's not. So maybe another spiritual person, if anyone knows, put it in the comments there. But radical acceptance, I believe, is part of some coursework that might be helpful if you're having trouble accepting what is right now. Positive, negative, in the middle, neutral. But if you are having trouble, radical acceptance is a good one here to look into. The irony is that real transformation can happen once you surrender to the idea that things are exactly as they are meant to be. And that's a hard one. If you feel stuck, then you are meant to be stuck. So it's, what is spirit teaching you in this stuck position, in that hanged man position? And I recently did a post where I was starting to feel this way. That's why I'm talking about it a lot. Where I was, okay, I've been in the hanged man position for a little while, looking at things from a different perspective, seeing things from higher view, lower view, so like eagle medicine, mouse medicine, really trying to look at all the nooks and crannies. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I want to cut the rope, burn the rope, get me out of here. So I totally understand, which is why I feel for that energy, because there are some of you guys, depending on what your astrological placements are, where you're less comfortable with that space in between, the land in between. Some of you, you thrive there. You thrive there. You find your creativity. You can wait till the perfect moment to strike, so to speak, or commit to that manifestation. So depending on where you are on the scale, you'll have to treat yourself accordingly. So if you step back with clarity and acceptance, you'll realize that life is offering you something magical. Even if circumstances send you on a temporary detour, you will discover treasure beyond your imagination and a new way to embrace the world. Keep this prayer in mind. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Ooh, that one hits me a little hard because my mom was an alcoholic, and so that is part of the 12-step program. So that might be a trigger for some of you guys as well. But, you know, it is a really powerful energy in terms of acceptance. And it can be really challenging when we're creators and when we're powerful not to be, so to speak, in control of it all. And I was even saying this in my own self-talk the other day. I was saying, okay, well, if I can manifest this, or I can create this, or I can get myself to this point, but I can't get to the next step, well, that doesn't feel powerful to me. And so, like I said, there's this fluctuating energy, this dance. It's almost the sacred dance where we're learning to integrate the ego and the higher self a little bit gentler at this time as we move forward, because we are still transforming into that new version of ourselves, still releasing parts of our old identity or expectations, etc. So let's move on into the past, present, future energies. This is the past position, and we have our shapeshifter energies here. Miss Spiderweb. Reconsider your alliances, make new connections, and this is resonating to the number 5. So this is actually pretty cute. I don't think I've gotten this message on a live broadcast yet, so I'm excited to read it. And I'm going to pull the clarifier before I read out of the booklet here. So let's see. Ooh, hello. So we have, this is perfect for Halloween and blue moon, full moon energies that are still really potent. Embrace the shadow self. So we have Miss Spiderweb. Reconsider your alliances, make new connections, and embrace the shadow self from my Galactic Goth Oracle. So let's see what Miss Spiderweb has to say. And we have 5, 6 so far in our numerology. So, spiders are so beautiful and patient, so hardworking and clever. They are self-sufficient. They may inspire fear in some people, but they are most often creators of the most complex threads and patterns, and they do this each day. So impermanence. Their threads are gossamer fine, like fairy dresses and magical garments, but they are the canny spider's way of feeling the vibrations of the world around them. A home as well as a net in which to catch what nourishment is needed. You too must be more mindful at present. Listen to your spider familiar, aka, or sorry, ask Miss Spiderweb where it would be best for you to weave these connections. And this might be part of your delay. The old you might want to connect with a certain energy that you used to connect to. Where the new version of yourself that maybe is a bit resistant or irritable at the moment is wanting to connect with the new energies coming in, that the new tribe, the tribe where you're going to be going into this new path, this new kind of era with. And so I feel like this energy is an interesting one in terms of reconsidering where to weave the connections. Where do you want to invest that precious energy? Where do you want to invest your time, energy, attention? Definitely towards people, situations, guides who value and appreciate you. Wonder what it is you truly need. Ask your spider familiar to clearly show you what vibrations and energetic messages you are currently ignoring. What opportunities are flying by uncaught? Oh, that's a really good one right now, because if you think about distractions, let's just say you have a purpose. You're an entrepreneur. You are working on your goals. You are focused. And there is this pattern that you work with. I'm not going to name it. We'll just say. And then a distraction to do with this pattern enters into your vibrational field. And you're in there considering it because your feelers are going, okay, there's this distraction. Like, am I going to partake, or am I going to stay focused and committed on what I'm doing? Am I going to partake in that? But you know that there's an energy loss or redirect if you partake in that distraction, because you're now going to be doing two things. You'll be focused on whatever you were focused on before, but you're also going to be allocating energy to the distraction. So if you can see where opportunities are, those are perhaps distractions that are purposeful that you want to invest in. And then other ones are going to be distractions that are meant to take you off for that detour that Spirit was kind of talking about. So being very mindful and present in terms of what are opportunities and those connections, those alliances that you require and that are meant for you in the now and for your path moving forward, and which ones are perhaps distractions that are just meant to I'm like detour you, using it as a verb now, kind of get you a little bit caught up and take you off path. So let's say Miss Spiderweb speaks. When a spider comes to you, as I do, it is time to reconsider your connections so you can catch a fly. So Spirit also saying there is an opportunity coming. They don't want you to miss. So if you start thrashing around, you might miss this opportunity. Hey, Marilyn. Stay calm. Stay present. Your every phone call, your every conversation, your every thought connects you energetically to another. Weaving and weaving, circling around and around, we hang suspended in the net of connection together. When you have me with you, you will begin to understand what must be rewoven and rewired within these relationships. This is awesome because we've been doing so much change. Now, this is that integration time. This is that integration point where the old you and the temptation to kind of mimic those old energies, and the new you and the new alliances and the new energies are fusing, almost like if you thought of a fresh water lake in the river going into the ocean, and there's that fusion point right at the my words are escaping me today. I do apologize. But there's that point where the melding of the salt water and the fresh water, and they create a totally new ecosystem for certain animals, right? And so this time is teaching us. It is valuable, that in-between time. So Spider is now going to teach us how to reweave. And that's a really, really important tool to have, instead of maybe before you just dumped the whole thing. Okay, I'm just going to dump the whole thing, right? Or I'm not even going to touch that anymore. But now spider medicine at this stage in the game is going to teach us, okay, instead of doing that, how do we back up a few steps and reweave or reconsider those alliances? So let's continue reading here. I'm intrigued. So when you have me with you, you'll begin to understand what must be rewoven and rewired within these relationships. Some cords must be retraced, re-strengthened again and again, and others must be taken down, removed, or recreated in fresh territory. I, the spider, wait, and you too must weave the web of your life and wait. This is another message from Spirit talking about waiting. If you have patience and tenacity, what you have been waiting for will find its way into your silken threads. Are you going to panic, or are you going to stand in your power of the divine feminine receptivity because you have asked for what you need? You have planted the seeds, okay? Are you going to be confident in the energy that you have put out into the universe and what you embody every day because of exactly who you are? Make sure that where you are weaving your web is the right place for you. Otherwise, you are likely to catch what is not needed. That's that distraction, and perhaps that would be building a web in an old comfortable spot with the old self, but that also is where the old fears and the old patterns lie as well. And you've moved past that. You've moved through those patterns. And so there's an encouragement here to try new territory. Prepare for a time when you reevaluate your connections as well as the value of where and with whom you network. You will soon begin to shift your focus of communication to a place that will see you prosper, grow, and thrive. It is time to capture some of your dreams by placing your efforts in the right place and by speaking to people who can help you. You will need to initiate this activity yourself and stop relying on other people. Miss Spiderweb is asking you to get very interactive with your capturing of information, leads, and prosperity, even if it means remaking what you felt was already in place. That's an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. You have to continually evolve. This magical companion will show you how, where, when, and once you do, you will know why. There will soon be new technologies. Okay, that could be a new forum. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, something could be a new forum for those entrepreneurs. New connections, new locations, and new people in your life. Weave your web wisely. You will be rebuilding social networks, closing down old websites, removing yourself from the web for a time, and extricating yourself from friendships that keep you stuck in the old you. Wow. Holy macaroni. So, just a couple little messages from the universe today. All right. I will take note of that, Miss Marilyn. So I'm just going to have a sip of water. I encourage you guys to do the same. Keep well hydrated today after the full moon. Really important. All right. I feel like that could just be the whole reading, but I have a few more cards left, so let's get into it. So for the present, we have Frog Princess. Heed wise counsel, listen. Resonating to the number 3. I have to say, This card does stump me. I almost feel like talking to Lucy Cavendish and being like, so about this card. Maybe I will put a shout out to her and just ask for some clarity on this one. But you guys let me know. Why don't we do that today as well? When you're listening, meditate on the information coming through and let me know what your perception of this card is, because I have a feeling it might be different for everyone. And I have read this one before on a live, but let's see, because if we take the information we just received, this is a very intriguing combination. So Frog Princess, heed wise counsel and listen. And our clarifying card is Journey Inwards. Ooh. Those of you who are in the wait game are like, no. Okay, so Frog Princess 21. Let's do this. Okay, you guys ready? So once again, if you feel inclined, please share what you feel is coming through for you. We often believe we know much more than we truly do. There is always a time when the right thing to acknowledge is, I do not know. There is no shame in that or in having a strong, resilient, and rather undercover advisor who hides her credentials. Your advisor will not necessarily wear a suit or have the robes of a guru, but he will be able to clarify things for you right away. At this time, release your attachment to your own intuition. No matter how exalted and wise you are said to be, you must listen to advice from a wise and somewhat unexpected source. No matter how well informed or educated I am, I know it always serves me to heed wise counsel. Therefore, I have sent you my own wise advisor, this handsome green frog. People may wonder why you have such a different energy around you when the wise counselor frog visits. This is because you are receiving profound guidance and no longer accept at face value what others tell you is best to do. With his presence, you will be able to see the possible ramifications of the suggestions and advice being given to you by people who are keeping their true motivations secret. Most people have an agenda, and many times they're not open about what they desire. Instead, they will tell you why what they want you to do is good for you. It is good for them too. And the counselor frog will, like Merlin to Arthur, tell you what is really going on and offer you truly healthy advice that has your best interest at heart. Look out for the color green and notice if it rains. They are signs he is with you. Divination. It is not the time to do what your heart, mind, or any other part of yourself tells you to do. It is time to listen to what an established authority has to tell you. No matter how much people try to persuade you that you know best, and no matter how much you believe that, the frog appearing to you here tells you that there is wise counsel around, and it is worth staying quiet, listening to what is suggested by others, then talking it through with a trusted advisor. It is not the time to think it over yourself, because you are missing very important points, and there is something you are not seeing clearly. The more you listen, the more productive, healthy, and true your actions will be. It does not matter what you think you know. There is more to learn. Listen to wise counsel, no matter how important you are. All right. So, and go. I'll tell you. So, that one was interesting because I can kind of hear myself when I'm reading it, right? But it is, of course, hard to digest everything while I'm also reading it. But what the main point I feel here is listen, 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 listen. And I feel like if we connect back to that ego energy, so I, me, mine, this is best for me, this is what I know, this is my intuition. So if we go back to Miss Spider and embracing the shadow self, we needed to learn who to connect with, who to invest our energy in terms of alliances, to learn how to reweave, step back. If we feel like we're making a mistake, not to continue to dive in and go, oh, okay, let's just see this whole thing blow up, and or to just, trash the whole entire thing. Now we're learning, okay, we can step back, we can reweave. So here we find ourselves in the present position with the need to listen to someone outside of ourselves. And that's a very interesting guidance, coming from the guidance of listening to your intuition and putting your feelers out and knowing who to cut and who to invest in. So there's some aspect that we purposefully cannot see at this time. So even with all of our mastery, even with all of our skills, all of our intuition, all of our education and experience, there is something that we will come upon in the very near future or in our present that we're not an expert on, all right? And or there simply is a hidden avenue, a hidden offshoot to something that appears like we could know it all. And I did hear that when I was doing the reading here, know it all. It's like, if that was part of your old self, be careful, because that might be an energy you're going to dismantle by heeding wise counsel. So someone unsuspecting who you might judge from your ego mind, oh, that person's not educated, or I have more experience than them, but they're saying something to you and it's coming from a place of integrity and truth and utter and complete value from the universe. And this is where I almost think back to, and I have not read the Bible. I might do this just for myself, just to explore that. But I imagine what this might be like, say, if you bumped into Jesus back in the day, and or a prophet or an angel, earth angel, someone here on earth where, they might be ask you for change, or simply be a small child in need of some direction or assistance, and you either help them or you don't. And that is recorded. We are all recording the Akashic records with our energy field, because when we do something for someone, when we give or receive, we are recording that interaction, good or bad, recording how it made us feel, recording how it affected our journey. And so for this, just picture it as if you bump into Jesus or someone like that, and they're wearing rag tags or something, and you're looking for a guru or an advisor who has credentials or big name. Let's just use, like Alana Fairchild, for example. I would look up to her and be like, wow, you probably have a lot of energy, positive energy, a lot of knowledge, and I would love to learn from you. But what if it isn't someone that looks like they have it all together, looks like they definitely are a spiritual guide? They don't create oracle cards, etc. So let's kind of give ourselves a room for someone to leap into our lives with some very important information. And if you feel yourself, maybe this will be a key or a hint to us. If you feel yourself judging or looking down on someone, perhaps that is this person, right? So it's a question of your leadership skills, your humility, and practice of listening, especially to those whom we may have an egotistic tendency to override or talk over. So that's how I'm reading this. Let me know if you had any other insights that came to you when I was discussing that. And in terms of the connection with Journey Inwards, perhaps there is a certain weak spot that we have, that this frog prince, this energy, where that there is something that doesn't look, that something beyond the surface here, right? This is a frog prince, but it looks like a frog. Are we going to judge it as such, or are we going to see the truth? that information will spur us moving inwards again and seeing things from another lens, another angle. So, wow, we are being thrown some heavy gauntlet energy, you guys. I'm sure you can feel it. I feel like I weigh 1,000,000 pounds right now doing this reading. All right, so that's a lot. And an interesting thing about both of these cards that I'm looking at here, and let me know in the comments too, if you prefer watching a reader like this. I prefer doing it this way, but I had thought about setting up the camera angle so it's looking at the cards directly, but you wouldn't be able to see me. Both of these images here, both of these women, so to speak, they're wearing chokers. And for me, that just kind of, okay, embrace the shadow self and reconsider alliances, make new connections. Those energies, journey inwards, those energies are of retreat, are of stepping back. They're not energies of racing forward, blind and ill-prepared. And so it almost seems like the throat chakra is limited on purpose. So you're going to have to discern when is the right time to use that voice, use that power, and when is the time to listen. So Spirit is, I believe, showing us with these two chokers in the imagery too, that it might be time to switch. Instead of speaking, needing to be heard, needing to put our opinion out there, to listen, to take a step back, to observe, to engage passively in terms of re-evaluating things. So that's just another aside that I pick up from that. Or you might feel like your throat chakra is a little bit under the weather, so to speak. But remember this reading and think, okay, there might be a reason for this. There might be a reason why I don't feel like, speaking up for myself. I'm just going to actually sit back and watch. I'm still evaluating. I'm still receiving this information, but I'm not going to jump to having to express my opinion or having to express my viewpoint on certain things, right? So being careful with your energy. All right. So the only thing that I wonder about that, Frog Princess, of course, is as a person who's really kind of in the energies of, okay, listen to your intuition. It's an interesting one because it's saying, do not, like you do not know it all. So your intuition isn't going to be the whole picture. So I find it very intriguing, that card. And that's why I kind of had a little hiccup with it for a while too. Just kind of like, oh, okay, don't listen to yourself. Interesting. But I do see the treasure in listening to another, and especially someone who's kind of in disguise. So in our future position, we have Snow White and her animal friends. You inspire trust and confidence. This is really beautiful. And number 9 too. So we have 3, 5, 6, and 9. So 3, 6, 9, definitely number 3, reducing down, is really powerful. And so we do have some really interesting ascending numbers here. All right, I'm going to read from the Snow White book as well. Numero 9. Let's do this. Okay. You have become the protector, and you are a caretaker with a covenant for the vulnerable ones. You will now make choices that will inspire others to interact with smaller animals, children, and vulnerable ones in gentle, caring ways. You have shown yourself to be trustworthy, and so the magical creatures and shapeshifters and their friends now come to you. Rabbits are sacred to many witches, and the connection dates back to ancient times when the hare was associated with the 2 great goddesses Astara and Andraste. Like these female deities, you are a protector. And this is on the page 6-9. So if you pay attention to the numerology, like I was saying, 3, 6, 9 might be interesting to look at the number 3. You have valor, courage, and fierce power, and you are one who will protect your people and other creatures. Because these gentle ones trust you and have found safe haven with you, the hare shows it is time for fertility, new growth, procreation, and haste. Fleet and wild hares are able to escape from harm by burrowing deep into the body of the mother goddess herself. That was that going within before the action. The deer shows that you are on your way to enlightenment through these gentle acts, and this purity of intent will have a ripple effect on the world around you. You are loved and trusted. Even the small ones of the forest gather with you after times of great unrest, when they feel they cannot find another trustworthy human to be with. You have the energy of the gentle ones, and thus the small ones, the vulnerable ones like us, come to you, not to take, but to show you how trusted you are. It is not a burden, it is a great honor. Rarely do we show ourselves, but to you, we come and lay our heads in your lap. There is such an air about you. You are a safe, good person. That's a really interesting difference. It is not a burden, it is a great honor. And for some of you on this path, there can be a lot of sacrifice involved, and that's a good one to ruminate or meditate on. It is not a burden, it is a great honor. And so for all of those times where your sensitivity, your empathy, your depth, your knowledge, your wisdom made you feel like you got the short end of the stick, or people didn't understand you, or you were not valued, or you were not seen, or you were not heard, it is an honor, a great honor, to be who you are, to have that ability, that capacity to have that depth and sensitivity, so that those who are most vulnerable feel safe with you. That is a true honor. It is time for you to step up and protect others who are smaller and more fragile than you. This may be a reversal in roles for you, but the deer and the hare and the quiet, soft ones have chosen you because they trust that you can do this job. You may feel like an unlikely hero, and you may experience a completely unforeseen victory, but you can do it. You must take great steps now to live up to this honor and trust. It will be simple for you while you remain in the forest, but when you venture out into the world once again, will you make choices that support your animal friends? Make a commitment to protect animals by supporting wildlife, choosing cruelty-free products, and raising awareness of animal rights within your school and family. Something you wish for will be given up for now, so you can do something for the good of others. That's also part of that sacrifice. Something you wished for will be given up for now, so you can do something for the good of others. But your energy will change as a result, and that will bring to you your deepest dreams and desires, purified and at the perfect time. So what I'm still hearing over and over, you guys, what is being taken away from the universe? What is being surrendered by you standing in your power, in your integrity, in your service, with those healthy, strong, beautiful boundaries? What is being lost? What is being taken away, falling away? The friends that you need to steer clear of, the energies you're not partaking in anymore. Better aligned energies will come in. The timing might not be perfect in your ego's eyes, but the timing does work for the highest and best of all in terms of your higher self's understanding of what is to come and what is. So, wow, very interesting energies here. And the clarifier for Snow White and her animal friends is ancient wisdom, right? So this ancient wisdom is part of what allows vulnerable people to feel safe with you. Okay, that doesn't happen with everybody. There are some who are really struggling with their shadow selves, just haven't been able to break through from fear, from the trauma. They're struggling. Now, for you to be a safe place, a safe person, that has taken a lot of work, okay? A lot of work, a lot of sacrifice. So the universe is also kind of exchanging here and saying, thank you for being someone who vulnerable and tiny creatures can feel safe with. and protected by, and also acknowledging that you have had to sacrifice or will be sacrificing something important to you. But if you trust the universe and you reforge that understanding and that trust that you're working together always, co-creating always, that energy will reform at a later date in a way that serves you better. All right. So some challenging energies, they're not necessarily fully challenging, but I will describe them as that because it's a mastery level that you can plainly see in this reading here. It requires a lot of stealth. It requires you to be on your game. And, like I said, it requires everything that you've learned to this point. I said that in a couple of readings in the past. The bar is here, okay? The bar is not here, the bar is here. And so do your best. We don't need to be that energy of perfectionism, but we do need to drop back into the energy of stability, safety, security, protection, consistency. I think those, and self-reliance too, right? When things aren't moving, when you're still in stagnancy and you're gearing to go forward, okay, all right, I'm still in stagnancy. There's still nothing here. So asking, putting out the feelers, is there something I can do, or am I meant to still be in this spot, right? In this silence? Am I meant to continue to journey inwards? Is there something else that I can find, discover, while things are quiet, while things aren't moving so quickly, because they will be, right? So if you have any questions, comments, now is the time. And if you have enjoyed this reading so far, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. If you're vibing with this tribe, thumbs up is great, helps me grow the channel. And also, as I said, comment, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, if you feel the call to do so. And you can also find me, Mollie Kindred, on Instagram, Kindred Heart Tarot on Facebook. So final couple cards here. A message from the universe from, what is that actual? It's called Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. So it says, do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. Aw, the universe. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. It says, what would love do? Interesting. Now, another part that I kind of left out, but of course is being rewoven into the reading. Love. Coming from a place of love when you are off balance, when you are frustrated, when you don't have your path all laid out nice and clear, right? Who are you then? How open is your heart then when you hit roadblocks and challenges, or you need to let go of friends, or you need to be humble and listen to somebody else's advice and understand that you don't know everything, that you don't know it all, right? So what would love do? There is a situation, I believe, that is connected to this frog princess energy and spiderweb energy of reweaving, knowing what to reweave and what to disconnect. It's a fine line, no pun intended. Actually, it was a pun intended. But, all right, another example of how this person, it could be a passed over loved one, it could be an ancestor, right? If we kind of release limitations, there can be guides that we're thinking, oh, my guide up here in this little, galaxy space, 5D space, but really it's someone you bump into at the grocery store, and that is your guide, and you're actually physically bumping into them and they're saying something, or it's someone in the back of a cafe having a conversation that you overhear and you're like, oh, that pertains to me, or interesting, I was just talking about that, or just thinking about that. So pay attention, listen. But this person, this person who's coming to help you, they will find you because you are leaving footprints of love. I love it. All right. Final card for this full moon tarot Tuesday. Deep, intensive. It lived up to the name too. Let's see. What do we have going on here? One more thing. You guys are really getting a lot of channels today, and I'm sure you can tell the difference, but Spirit is really active, and I'm sure it's because I managed to do a meditation last night, and I felt a lot of crown chakra energies coming through, but that was the message to convey to you guys as well. If you're going to work on or focus on one energy system, crown chakra would be a beautiful one to focus on. So whatever you want to do, there is one through Calm Whale. If you look up on YouTube, there's plenty of meditations. Use your discernment as well, because you'll find the one that's right and perfect for you. But opening up your crown chakra. So heart and crown, really important at this time. All right. So now let's flip the last card and get into the White Light Oracle. I love these ones because some of them include frequencies. So there might be a specific frequency that will help us navigate these energies of what to reweave and what to, I was going to say maybe relieve, like leave it in the past, and how to best heed wise counsel and also be a steward, be the leader, be the protector, and using that ancient wisdom as we move forward on our path. So let's see what we have here. Number 14. So resonating to the number 5, changes Yogini of 285 hertz. So there we are. There we have it. I'm going to take a sip of water, and then I will read what Alana Fairchild's description is here. Okay. All right. If you're feeling disconnected, you are connected. You are in line with this tribe. Like-minded people are coming towards you. Helpful people, supportive people who will help you on your path. Ancestors, guides, past over loved ones. There is a lot of help surrounding you at this time. Take care of your body. Eat as healthy as you possibly can. Continue to drink lots of water. And just remember that you are connected no matter what happens in the next couple days and following weeks. No matter what you see outside of yourself, remember that you are connected. Okay, that's me. Now I'm going to read into, that wasn't me. You guys know the drill. But now we're going to read the Alana Fairchild Oracle. All right, so 14. Let's go here. They just really want you to know that. And I can feel it too. I know something's coming. And I am nervous. But that's just because I feel I feel balanced, but I don't feel certain, right? There is that uncertainty that is outside of myself right now that I just have to accept is there. I can't change it at this point. So let's go read into the Yogini of 285 hertz. Changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities. Wow. That came up in the whole reading, obviously. Okay, so changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. Realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. You are being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Trust in how your life path is unfolding. Ooh. Stay true to your authentic healing journey because it is working, whether you realize that or not. Significant inner healing is taking place. And this is one of the most kind of profound, intriguing things that I've learned in the past little while. I have felt so blocked. Almost every move block, 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 including my master's program. When I got accepted into the counseling program, and I had thought I really wanted to do that for so long, and it has been a goal for a very long time. And I got accepted, and then it was just blocked, so blocked. There was no way forward, and I finally had to go, okay, universe is blocking me on this. Like, there is a reason. But also here, when I was talking about the hanged man position that I felt like I was in, and many of you will resonate with that, some will not. But, it is for a reason. So if you're hanging upside down and looking around and being forced to look within, being forced to see everything you can possibly see from that new angle, then, you're not cruising around falling into these pitfalls or unnecessary diversions, obstacles, and unnecessary suffering. And spirit perhaps is protecting you from that, because you would likely, because you are bored or because you feel stagnant, you would go off running. And spirit really needs you to hold your ground, but the temptation of that would have been too high. This is only going to resonate with a couple of you, but you're going to know it applies to you when you hear me saying this. So the temptation of it would have had you at hello. You would have been off and running, totally distracted from your path. And spirit here is saying, trust in why those blocks occurred. Okay? And even if you feel like you are totally stationary, maybe we need to move the conversation from stagnant to stationary, because they're two different things. All right. When you're in that stationary position, you're observing, you're watching. Think about it with the predator-prey relationship too, as an owl or as an eagle or as a cougar even. Powerful energy. And you're watching. You're observing, you're taking in all the details, right? But you're still not pouncing, you're not taking action just yet. And it was just 111 by 5 on the timestamp. So that is also a message for somebody who resonates with 1155. So in numerous spiritual traditions of the East, such as those from Nepal, Tibet, and India, the yogini is a female spiritual adept, a practitioner of deep yoga that awakens a powerful connection with one's real inner being. The yogini holds space for healing and enlightenment, moving through obstacles and challenges with wisdom, patience, commitment, and often great joy. She is our spiritual sister, our sacred friend, and our guide away from the bleak, erroneous thinking of ego into the softened, awakened, relaxed, gracious way of spirit. When the yogini of 285 hertz, so write that down if you want to meditate to that frequency later. All you'll have to do is input 285 hertz meditation in YouTube and you will find something, and then use your discernment from there. Makes her presence felt in a reading. It is a sign that we are on a powerful healing journey to connect body, mind, and soul with the truth of our spiritual nature. We are working at an inner level to let go of past pains and open up to our empowerment and grace, dignity and legitimacy in the present moment. Woo! This oracle indicates there's a spiritual approach to heal any and all struggles in our lives. And I feel like that spiritual approach that we just don't quite have a handle on, or it's not in our remembrance just yet. I feel like that's connected to that wise counsel that is here present. Someone has this information for you. If you've earned it, it's going to come through for you, okay? And this is reconfirming that. The tone of 285 hertz supports the treatment of wounds, so heart maybe, cuts, burns, and any other damaged tissue. It is the tone of optimal health. Just like the yogini who has access to the original vitality of our spirit and seeks to infuse that well-being into the body, mind, and soul, this tone is healing, correcting that which has fallen out of alignment, bringing it back to center. As the frequency of the cosmic blueprint, interesting, it helps heal our physical body and align us on our soul's journey. synchronizing our inner and outer lives. If you have felt conflict between your inner aspirations and your outer reality, yes. The oracle indicates the time for healing change has come. All right. So a little morsel tidbit saying, remember, the action time is coming. So be ready. Don't fall asleep while you're in a stationary, right? Keep your eyes on the prize. The soul blueprint is the original spiritual plan for our development. It is the innate guiding wisdom within each being that knows what is meant to be. An example is the intelligence within a caterpillar that knows how to move with patience and process, transforming into a butterfly. The original and purposeful wisdom of our true nature is life-changing. It can dissolve inherited pains and psychological struggles and allow projections from others. This is a big one. Projections from others, which may be influencing us, bracket, yet are about their desires, not our true nature, bracket, to cease to have an effect. That is a big one. That is other people's fears, limitations, projections put onto us in which we didn't have the tools to send off. Now this frequency can help you do that. And maybe you're not aware of some of the projections you took on. And so this frequency can help alleviate those and get rid of those if that is your intention. So if you feel disoriented or conflicted about a choice, trust that this chaos is a consequence of a cosmic realignment, with your life path. Okay, so you guys are picking this up too, right? How many messages have come through from Spirit, God, our guides, ancestors, angels, whatever resonates for you, about cosmic realignment. I'm going to have to write that down because that's going to have to go in the title of this after. Holy moly. All right. So it's just like surrender here because you have been so busy. You have been doing so much. And there was cosmic realignment happening here that the mind, it cannot figure it out, okay? We had that guidance a while back, but now when we're balancing mind, body, spirit, that energy can come into realignment as a frequency within us that helps us navigate forward. So move through it with trust in your heart, patience, and willingness to keep the faith, knowing you will eventually find your way. And I tell you, I have been struggling with this. I have been talking to my guides, my angels, and going, are you kidding me right now? I'm in Aries. I'm a go-getter. I want what I want. I put the work in. Come on, let's do this. And they're just like, so, how you doing in that hanged man position? We see you beacon off over there. So, you're tempering yourself. All right. And that's a mastery level as well. You're learning to temper yourself. No one's coming in to save you and fix or rescue your energy. You are having to go, oh, okay, I'm getting impatient. I'm getting frustrated. Got to look at the bigger picture. Got to connect in. Got to seek advice or help from wise counsel. Okay, now I'm going to connect the dots back in with my experience and my intuition, then come back into alignment, right? So anyways, keeping the faith when things constantly aren't going your way is challenging, but you can do it, all right? So you can do this. The adjustments taking place within you will affect your outer world. Just like the tumultuous alchemical journey of the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, your inner transformation shall shape you and your world into the beautiful, inspired, and authentic form it is meant to be. Also remember, all the work you do within inside of yourself will affect the outer world. And so also you are being of service simply by doing your own work because it's going to positively affect so many others. And we were reminded of that in terms of being a safe person a safe place for people to come. And as someone who has learned through trials, tribulations, grief, pain, suffering, it is very honorable. It is very important to be a person who is a safe place, but who also has boundaries. So take a moment to consciously connect to your breath. Allow the breath to flow in and out, and let yourself relax as you bring your awareness completely into this moment. Imagine, feel, visualize, or intend there are strings within your heart, as though your heart was a sacred instrument of the luminous realms of spirit. So let's think music. See, sense, hear, imagine, feel, or pretend that your heartstrings are being played by the gentle hand of Spirit, God, helping to remember and embody your true nature. This can be a gentle experience, a soft remembering of the real you. I love this as a heart opening, right? You think of music, you think of movement, and if your heart's closed or cold, we need to get movement into that chakra. If you wish to further empower the process, make spontaneous sounds as though the vibration of your heartstrings is sending sound from your heart out through your throat. If you can feel those vibrations, you may like to dance, to move, or make shapes, or even take yoga postures that feel authentic and resonate in the moment. When you are ready, say this prayer aloud. I am. I allow for the spiritual intervention of divine grace to recalibrate, realign, heal, and renew me so I am empowered, radiant, and have fully embodied my original spiritual potential and true frequency. So be it. I embrace the healing empowerment of my own authenticity. Rest, ground, and hydrate yourself as you are ready. You have completed your healing process. Okay. All right. Once again, you guys, that is the frequency of 285 hertz. All right. Whoa. All right. So that was a really, really intensive reading. A lot of powerful information coming through there. Also reminding us, the maturity level that is really beautiful to embody at this time, and moving forward with faith and commitment to our path and that inner authenticity that is always there. We might have layers of projections that get stuck, but we can always call ourselves back to home, and we can always call on, God or spirit or the energies to help us remove any debris or energies that are, blocking our inner truth and that expression in which we want to be in the world. So definitely an empowered reading. Certainly letting you guys know, especially for those who are frustrated, there is, cosmic realignment happening, and that is perhaps, or at least a part of why you're not seeing the movement that you anticipated at the time you anticipated it. All right. So things are changing, things are transforming, even if you cannot see it in the outside world here. And the law of attraction and, what's the word? What am I looking for? Quantum. That quantum field, you guys, means that if you are changing yourself within, that must show up on the outside, meaning it must show up in your outer world at some point, okay? So keep staying committed to your true self, right? Does anybody want a card pull? I think I will use... Which deck will I use? Maybe the Galactic Goth Oracle. Or I can use the Oracle of Seven Energies, but I won't read from the booklet. So you guys would have to use your own intuition. All right. So let me know what you would prefer. We can use, and I'm not offended if you don't choose my deck, Galactic Goth Oracle, which is the one I created, or the Oracle of the Seven Energies, but with no book reading. So you guys will just have to go off of the words on the front and the numerology. So let me know. And I have to remember that Marilyn asked for a card as well. So, all right, let's get this party started. All right, so we'll use the Galactic Goth here for Kathy and Charlotte. You let me know, Lulu. Okay, all right, here we go. We're going Galactic Goth. All right, so this one is for Kathy. This is a message for Kathy for her highest and best. For this moment right now, what does Kathy's highest self want her to know? Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. So Kathy, there is some interference. And so if we go back to Miss Spiderweb, reconsider your alliances, make new connections. There are some connections in your field that are causing interference in terms of your healing and where you're meant to be headed. And so it is up to you to navigate your energy away from this interference and or to at least acknowledge it spiritually, energetically, and perhaps use this energy of the 285 hertz to reclaim that energy for yourself and then say, you know, anybody whose intention is to cause me harm, is to, you know, gossip intentionally, maliciously behind my back, or to deter me from something, is unequivocally uninvited from my sphere now. And so be it, or so it is, right? You do have the power to protect yourself from any of this interference and or, of course, take the necessary action in your life to just navigate away from them or, you know, take into consideration the heed wise counsel because that could have something to do with this for you. But definitely moving away from this interference and understanding, seeing it as it is. Yes, there is interference. Yes, there is someone gossiping, or yes, there is someone who does not have my highest and best, you know, as an intention. And I'm going to move away from them now, and or their intentions are sent back to them for spirit to work out. But definitely some interference there for you, Kathy. So let's go on to Lulu. Lulu, this is a message for you, for your highest and best, from your highest self. What do you want you to know? Ooh, hello. Commitment. I was gonna do this and say bow chicka wow wow. Anyway, there is definitely either commitment in yourself and or, you know, a love commitment coming up. And this is how I designed that card, connected to love commitment. And so if you're not already in a committed relationship or you don't feel your energy going that way, there will be, in connection to this recalibration, you're headed towards a committed relationship. And of course, this is kind of along the lines of Hierophant energy, High Priestess energy, 10 of Cups. You are ready to express yourself in that way where you're committed to your own path, you're committed to your own journey. So much so that you are able to disentangle from codependent energies from the past so that you can be committed to yourself first and foremost, and then committed to another in relationship, in partnership. So that's a really beautiful energy. And as indicated in these cards with the Galactic Goth Tarot or Oracle, it is cosmic. It is destined. There is a connection here that you will be very happy to commit to, right? So, and they will be very equally as happy to commit to you. So, very beautiful energy for you there. Lulu. And Charlotte, let's see. Charlotte, this energy, this card is for your highest and best. What does Charlotte's higher self want her to know right here, right now, at this moment? Woo! Hello. Okay, so if this hasn't entered into your field yet, I'm trying to tap into an extra message here for you. I'll show you the card and then we'll discuss. Despair. So there's definitely something here that it looks like, is an upset. There's something that is either coming or something that just threw you off a little bit, that there's a challenge within. And I feel like this isn't necessarily connected to the ego, but I definitely feel it in my heart and solar plexus. So it's something that would be challenging your feeling of empowerment at this time. And just generally just feels like it takes you from here, just boom, 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 like just something took the wind out of your sails. Yeah. And impacting the heart chakra here. I do feel that you're gonna take some time. Okay, this is the biggest message that I'm actually getting for you, is take some time to actually feel this out. Take some time to process the emotions that are coming through from this. Because if you can look at this as an opportunity to heal what this might be connected to in the past, from childhood or lineage, ancestral lineage, this is an opportunity for you to heal this energy. And so take your time to actually be in this energy. Yeah. Good. What I'm hearing is don't rush the bouncing back. Don't rush that, or at least understand that you might feel, okay, I'm over it, I got this. And then you go into your dark side, the dragon energy. And I'm feeling the dragon for you because you are a strong energy. And so if we go back and we link this to Snow White and her animal friends, I mean, we do not like it when someone tries to poison Snow White. We do not like that, right? Fuck that. The energy is here when you are a safe haven for other people to go to, and someone betrays you. And I have also felt this, you can go into the deep end with this energy. You can turn it, and it can feel like you have those energies of revenge or resentment or those darker energies, and you're powerful enough to understand the potency and the validity of those emotions and move through them. But there is caution here for you in particular. If you rush this, it's going to rear up somewhere else. And this is not to say with this that it's going to be recreated in another situation, but just for you, your emotional patterning here, you will have a moment, you'll bite someone's head off that doesn't deserve it, or something along those lines. So just continue to move through. Don't try to sweep any of this under the rug. Don't pretend to be better than you are just for the appearance's sake. Those are the messages. Those are the messages that I'm getting for you, Charlotte. Very powerful, very deep. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But definitely this energy will move you through to a certain healing that is connected to your past, present, future. So there is a blessing in disguise here for you. And I do feel like it's actually helping you open up your heart chakra. There is a certain strand or part of that heart chakra for you that has been kind of turned off for a little while. And overall, you don't really sense it. You don't, because buried very deep. And so this particular situation and this despair about this loss and betrayal, it will help you actually activate your heart fully. And in that sense, it's actually going to give you more power as you move forward away from that situation. But as I said, very, very strong message for you not to just power through it, push through it. Definitely take your time to revisit when you feel those feelings coming back up again. Revisit, and or perhaps for you, that wise counsel will come through with a better way to see that situation that you can't see yourself. So, right, I want to remember Marilyn's card because she's going to be catching the replay. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in today and connecting, because you guys inspire me too. I feel like we are all, connected in this web. And when you have tribe or, connections, you support one another and you grow through trials and tribulations. So, we'll see what happens here, but pretty intense reading. So just sending lots of love and strength and courage out to you guys, because I know that we each have our, successes, our mistakes, and we each process those in our own way. But just know that we're connected, and you can call in that connection in the 5D if you are feeling down or insecure or feeling powerless. Just remember you have that grid to connect back into. So I'm going to pull for Marilyn, who's going to be catching the replay. Marilyn, this is a message from your higher self. Oh, Marilyn has this card too. It's a double Lulu Marilyn pop-up. Commitment. So new commitment to yourself, Marilyn, and or committed relationship coming in for you because you have done the work here. And we see this couple, and the biggest thing that I get with this energy is there is equal give and take here. There is equal interest, equal investment, and the timing is just right for this pairing. So really beautiful double message for you as well, Marilyn, that you have this deeper commitment to self and a commitment in love coming up here for you. So that is a beautiful message to end the reading on. So thank you again for tuning in. If you feel called to do so, you can donate. There is a donation link on the Kindred Heart Tarot page. It's all set up. It's not required. This is a free offering. But if you feel called to do so, that is available. If you haven't followed me over on Facebook, Kindred Heart Tarot, give it a follow or a like. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed and you feel called to do so, then please subscribe today and or share on your social media so other friends and family who are drawn to the energy, because only those who are drawn to the frequency would subscribe or hit the notification bell and connect anyways over a longer duration of time. So just to let you know that I am grateful when you do help the community grow. So, all right, you guys, good old hour and 40-minute reading, and I will connect again with you guys through the Taroscope readings, and of course on Saturday for the next general read. So take care, you guys, and yes, heed wise counsel, listen carefully. Bye for now. Ciao.